this sort of vision is what's made Jean-Claude so famous in the industry. And I think now you're going to hear, if there's anybody in this room who is looking for inspiration, if they've got a business that's not doing too well, a few ideas. Listen to Jean-Claude, and you'll hear real passion and a genuine belief that hurdles can be crossed and the impossible can be achieved. So I'm going to pass you on to him.
Thank you, Simon. If you don't mind, I will sit because I have a bad knee. And I just got a cortisone injection, like the football player. You know, at Heuer, we say don't crack under pressure. And I must be careful now that I don't crack under the pressure that you gave me now. That is on my shoulders. I would not be able to help you in your business. But if your business is watches, I can help. Because watches is my passion. And that's my privilege. I have many privileges. I don't know why God gave me all these privileges. But He has chosen the best parents for me. He has chosen the best health for me. He has given me love, education. He has even given me an ethic behavior, a moral behavior. And He has given me, as if it would not be enough, He has given me a passion. Because He told me, you know, my son, you are not the guy who like to work. I said, yeah, I know, I don't like to work. and then He said, yeah, that's why I gave you a passion. And if you go and try to do out of your passion your daily job, you will never work again. And I said, yeah, that's great. I asked the Beatles, are you going to work? They said, no, we're going to play. I said, okay, then you play guitar and I play watches. It was in 1967. On the 25th of June 1967. 25th of June 1967, the Beatles were on a show on the BBC, which was called Our World. Our World. And it was the first show that was, you could see it all over Europe, eventually all over the world. And these four kids, my age, they started to sing, "There is nothing you can do that cannot be done." Wow. And we all woke up and we said, so the future is for us. If our kids are telling us that there is nothing we can do that cannot be done, everything is possible. So we got an incredible injection of optimism. We got an incredible injection of self-confidence, and we got an incredible injection of hope. Vision, hope, confidence, trust. That was given to me by the four guys from Liverpool. They could have come also from Glasgow. But why not? Their accent would have been different. You know, I traveled one day to New York with Sir Alex Ferguson, which I have been known for 20 years. And one day we went for the summer with the team to New York. And I was sitting next to him. I don't know, I said probably 45 times yes, but I didn't understand. And I hope he didn't notice. I didn't want to ask him that, what? And I said, yeah. Yes, Alex, yes, Alex. So I got a lot of privilege, and the biggest privilege was my passion for watches. Now, if you have a passion for your job, number one, you don't work anymore. And number two, who has a passion, he goes deep in the history where his passion comes from. While other CEOs that are brilliant, that come from from the best universities, they stay on the surface. Because you need passion to go down, down, down to the history. My passion is such that I bought a farmhouse and cows, and I make milk, and I make cheese. And people tell me, for your passion you bought cows, for your passion you're making cheese. Well, Mr. Biver, your passion is watches. I say, exactly, that's why. Because the Swiss in Switzerland in 1560-65, nobody had ever made a watch. The watchmaking art was starting to get born by mathematicians. And these mathematicians were British, were German, were French, some Danish, and they were all Protestant. And in Switzerland, there was nobody. So the French, when they were killing them because they were not Catholics, for this war in France, they came to Switzerland. And when they arrived to Switzerland, some of them were watchmakers. But they needed people to work. They needed some people with hands. And nobody in Switzerland knew about it. So they said, we're going to teach some people of Switzerland to help us to make watches. Which people? The people from Zurich? The people from Geneva? No. The farmers from the farmhouses in the mountains. Because they believe that these very, very poor farmers, being totally isolated, being cut 6 months because of the snow from the rest of Switzerland, that they had developed a mentality ready to welcome the art. Because art in your fingers comes from your head. The head is giving command to the finger. The finger can do nothing if you don't tell him what to do. And these Huguenots, that's the name of the Protestants of France, they said, we're gonna go teach where the brain can welcome the art. And they went to the farmhouses. And they said to these poor farmers, polish me this little wheel during the long winter. I will come back in spring and collect the polished wheels, and we will give you some money. And this is the start in Switzerland of the watchmaking art. It has started in farmhouses. And in order to connect to my passion, I said I need a farmhouse. And I need cheese. And then I'm again at the beginning of my... Now, you didn't come here to listen about my passion, you came here to listen about Zenith. But Zenith is also part of my passion. Because I have known Zenith since first day, and I even was jealous about Zenith, which is a good sign. Jealousy is the best way to measure your success. So Zenith was successful. We were not so successful with Blancpain, at least in the beginning, and Zenith was a manufacturer. Simon said it, Zenith was a brand where everything was made in-house. The only thing they didn't do in-house was oil. Because the oil, they bought it in Germany. Because a watch needs oil. It's like a car. And that is a problem, because every 20 years the oil might be dry, but after 20 years you might have bought another watch, so it doesn't matter. No. I was jealous about Zenith because it was a manufacturer, they were doing everything themselves, and they had an incredible past. And I always believed, no tradition, no future. And Zenith had so much tradition that I said, wow, what a future they're going to have. But somehow they had problems to connect to the future. When you have a lot of tradition, it's difficult to get out. And when you stay in your tradition, then you are tempted to repeat what has been done. And when you repeat, you don't create. To create doesn't mean to repeat. The Beatles, they have not played Mozart again. They invented a new music. They created a new era. Like the electronic guitar. A guitar is a guitar. But suddenly, you had an electronic guitar. And this electronic guitar was a guitar, but not connected to the old Spanish guitar, but connected to the future. And this connection to the future has given birth to new sounds. And these new sounds have given birth to new music. So you see how from tradition you can connect to the future. And that move had not been made, thanks God, by Zenith in the past, because that's the move we are doing now. So I'm not a genius, I'm just doing what the others haven't done. That's why it's always more easy to take over a brand that isn't a mess than a brand that is brilliantly and successful. So, today it's my first time ever in Scotland, Glasgow. It's also my first speech for Zenith at the shop with customers. So it's a world first for me. It's the first time I speak in front of customers who are wearing watches and who are buying watches. So we tried, and Simon said it before, we found first a message for the brand, and the message is very clear. Zenith is the future of Swiss traditional watchmaking. Of course, everybody from Switzerland wrote a letter to me. How can you pretend this? You are arrogant. I said, I don't pretend I'm the only future. I can say I'm the future of Swiss watchmaking art, but you can also be. If I would have said, I am the only future, that would be totally arrogant. But I say Zenith is the future. And other brands can also be the future. Thanks God, other brands are not the future. He's shortened my speech.
I'm not sure. I want you to tell them what you were telling me about how you conjured spirits of Breguet and Heuer
Yes.
from the grave.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's right. To get inspiration, I went to the cemetery. And in the cemetery, there are some watchmakers that have been there for the last 200 or 300 years. And I said, I want to see the grave of Mr. Breguet. Somehow I have always admired him, although he died in 1835 and I was still with God. Yeah, it was not down to earth. But I said, I want to see, I want to go. And then I did on the grave. And I heard, hey, what do you want? Mr. Breguet! Yeah, it's me. I've been here for 200 years. What do you want? I said, sorry, I just want to ask you a few questions. Can I open? And he came out. What is happening? I said, Mr. Breguet, I am in charge of Zenith. I want to know, because you were a famous mathematician, you had so many inventions, you were avant-garde. And he said, yes, I was avant-garde in 1801, but maybe not today. I said, that's exactly why I want you to ask the question. The question is, if you would be born now, what would you do? And he told me, and that's incredible. I didn't expect this answer. He said, there's one thing I would not do. I would not do the same again as in 1795. And I said, why? Because I'm a mathematician and I'm avant-garde, and I don't repeat the past. Because if I repeat the past, where is my contribution? In 1795, I was avant-garde. I brought contribution to the watchmaking art. I invented tourbillon in 1801. And you want me to repeat now the same? No, Mr. Biver. If you had woken me up, I go back to the grave. And I let you alone. I said, no, stop. Okay, I'm listening. He said, you see, my art, I would today, number one, I would use this incredible accuracy you can get thanks to lasers, thanks to new materials, thanks to microscopes. I said, you would use these materials? He said, of course. The more you can help the fingers, the better. So I would use this. And for the movement, I would not use any more brass. I would not use steel. I said, what's wrong with steel? But steel is Eiffel Tower. And Eiffel Tower in Paris is so old. That was the glorification of steel in the 19th century. Today, do you think an Airbus A380 would fly if there would be steel in the plane? It would be too heavy. Steel is for the railway. But steel is not in the technology. It has nothing to do with it. I said, oh, okay. So Breguet gave us the tips how you can transform tradition and bring it in the future. And I said the stupid question, the future of tradition, can it be quartz? He said, quartz, but that's not anymore tradition. That's the future of technology. You were telling me about the future of tradition. And the future of tradition cannot be technology. And can it be the connected watch? He said, Egypt, you can buy a connected watch and the Zenith, why not? But the future of tradition cannot be the connected watch. And the main reason, and that was an important thing I learned from Mr. Breguet, tradition is due to be eternal because tradition comes from an art, comes from an heritage, comes from a culture. And whatever comes from a heritage, whatever comes from a culture, whatever comes from art is due to stay eternal. So, your technology, your quartz, your connected watch cannot be eternal. It can only become obsolete. And that is the big difference. So we went on and on. And then I let the guy go. He went back and he gave me the responsibility. Now you do the job. And you remember what I told you. I took a few notes. And I decided, now I know what I have to do with Zenith. I will be the future of tradition. And I will connect to the history of Zenith. And the history of Zenith, Simon told it, is high frequency. It's a brand that has always worked on high frequency. It's the invention of the 5 Hertz chronograph with a tenth of a second. Now the chronograph of tenths of a second has been invented in 1969. And today, what is the tenth of a second? That's the past. Today, the chronograph should be at least 1/100th of a second. If in 69 it was a tenth of a second, in the 21st century it should be at least 100. So we said, let's do a chronograph 1/100th of a second. Now, Zenith was always the master of high accuracy. They won 2,332 Grand Prix of chronometry. So we said, but accuracy, when they were winning, accuracy was a few seconds a day. But can we not have less than 1 second a day? So we started to study to see how can we invent a watch where the accuracy would be similar to the one of quartz, but without a battery. And we found a mathematician model called the mathematics of compliance. And the mathematics of compliance is a mathematic model that has been developed in 1996, I think, around 1996. And we hired a mathematician, we hired the University of Delft and the University of Utah, and all together we worked on this model in order to adapt it to a watch, to a mechanical watch, to a traditional watch. And with the Defy Lab, we came out with the first mechanical watch where you have no friction, where you have no oil, where you have no maintenance, and where you have the highest accuracy ever done in any watch. And the Defy Lab was born. And in the same time, we came out with a chronograph that would tell you that 100th of a second, not 100th of a second, with the Defy 21. So today, we have achieved 2 world firsts already, and we believe that the brand will come back, that the brand will be successful, not only with ambassadors and events, but with substance. And the substance of a brand comes from the innovation. Creativity and innovation are the ingredients that we are going to use at Zenith. What other brands are giving out for ambassadors, for events, sponsoring, Zenith will take this money and put it into R&D in order to bring Zenith to the forefront and to become and to be the future of the Swiss traditional watch brands. Thank you very much.